Yo guys, it's been a while. 5 or so months ago, I made a video about an upcoming Sekiro speedrun tournament. Well, that event has concluded a long time ago, and I never got around to announcing the results here. It ran between January and February earlier this year, 2026, with 21 runners taking part. We had really a lot of fun, and a lot of people who were involved really got to level up their skills during the event, myself included. A runner named Seljuz organized this tournament for the Glitchless speedrun of Sekiro. Runners were put head-to-head in a 1v1 race. Fastest in-game time wins. The tournament was played in a double elimination bracket format. In the double elimination format, you basically have 2 lives. Everyone starts out in the upper bracket. If you lose, you're moved to the lower bracket, and if you lose in the lower bracket, you're out. This slowly filters players down until we were left with 6 players. This is a bit of an odd number, but this is kind of the dynamic that happens, because 4 of our players who are in the upper bracket are undefeated so far, and the 2 people that are already in the lower bracket have lost once so far. Or the first 2 matches that I want to go over were the upper bracket matches, Wormdog and Ymir, and Ramonji versus me. The winners here would go on to an upper bracket final, and the losers would go down in the lower bracket to fight with Zero and Saratoga. These matches were played, and I ended up losing mine and against Ramonji, and Wormdog won against Ymir. So Wormdog and Ramonji moves on to the upper bracket finals. Ymir is moved down to the lower bracket, and I'm moved down to the lower bracket. Now, if we lose here, we're out. Alright, Wormdog versus Ramonji, the upper bracket final. Wormdog ends up winning. Now, Wormdog has secured a spot in the grand finals, and Ramonji is moved down to the lower bracket, although ahead of us, because he made it further in the upper bracket, so he is now guaranteed 3rd place at least. Ymir versus Zero and Saratoga versus me. These matches were played, and I ended up winning mine, and Ymir won his. Now, Ymir and me are facing each other. The winner of us will go against the loser of the upper bracket final in the loser or in the lower bracket final. We played and I won. Now I'm against Ramonji fighting for the spot in the grand finals. At this point, I have secured 3rd place, and Ramonji has also secured 3rd place, and Wormdog has secured either 1st or 2nd. So the winner of Ramonji versus me will go to the grand finals. We had really a crazy match. Like, we had some really good runs. Like, we were getting sub 30s and shit. And I always thought I was losing, but then I managed to win some of them, and I actually managed to win 2 out of 3 of the games. We were in a best of 3, and it went to the 3rd match. 2-1 for me in that series of games. So I end up moving to the grand finals after having got my revenge on Ramonji, who beat me earlier in the upper bracket. So now I'm in the grand finals versus Wormdog. Now this is a best of 5, although because Wormdog comes from the upper bracket and is totally undefeated at this point, he starts with 1 point. So it starts out 1-0, and it's 1-3 because it's best of out of 5. Yeah, I end up losing that. Wormdog beats me. That's okay. Wormdog is the GOAT. But I end up getting 2nd and Wormdog winning the event, which is probably not a big surprise, because he was also the person with the personal best going into the event. Ramonji took 3rd, Ymir took 4th, and then Sarah and Zero share 5th/6th place. Alright, yeah, that was sort of the final rounds, if you will, of the event. There were many really cool matches that were before this point, because again, we were 21 players to begin with, and eventually it got narrowed down to 6. And I could have included more matches, but I thought that it was already kind of complicated enough, because getting 21 players to line up in like a fair way is kind of impossible. So I cut it off at the end and only explained these because, I mean, I could be sitting here for 30 minutes, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a little recap on this. And again, I'm going to put the link to the website where the results are listed, where you can also watch the matches for yourself. GG to all the competitors. Again, I think the main takeaway was that we had a great time and that practically everyone involved seriously leveled up their game during this tournament. Yeah, it was really cool to see everyone just level up, and you had to keep going, you know, to keep up. You had to keep grinding. I was practicing a lot and everyone else was as well. So that was really sick. I want to thank Seljuz for hosting the event. Seljuz was the organizer and also the guy who got the idea, and he streamed all the matches and commentated on them. But I think it is important to, you know, include that it was a large community effort, but Seljuz was the mastermind behind it. So he deserves a big thank you, but of course, big thank you to the community as a whole, because getting 21 players to be ready to do races against each other at any moment is just like, it's really hard logistically to get that many people together, and having people willing to kind of sacrifice their schedule and playing at weird times at night and shit. Yeah, it was really sick. I hope we get another event like this. Any type of event like this that brings the community together, super cool. We also had, you know, people in chat from the community who couldn't participate but who wanted to watch along and shit. It was awesome. All right, I think that was all I wanted to say. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in future videos.